today's video, I want to look at creating proxies in Premiere Pro. Creating proxies is a great way to help ease the strain that a video file could cause your computer, especially if you have an older computer with some larger file types like 4K. Let's go ahead and look at our project panel, and we can see that we have a 4K file here. I'm going to go ahead and just bring this onto my timeline, and Premiere Pro is identifying that it could struggle with what we just brought into the timeline by indicating a yellow status symbol. Green means you're usually pretty good to go. Yellow means it might struggle. Red is going to identify that it's really going to struggle playing the content. As you play through the video, your screen is just not going to be able to keep up with what's going on. While my computer might be able to handle this right now, as I start adding some more complex things, maybe it's an adjustment layer with some effects on it, or we're adding some titles with some animation, Premiere Pro is going to begin to struggle to keep up with what's going on. And so let's go ahead and look at creating a proxy. In my project panel, if I select my file that I just brought in by right-clicking on it, I can click Proxy, and I'm going to select Create Proxies. This window is going to allow me to choose my format. And then I have the option of changing the dimensions. If you have a lower end computer, this 1024 by 540 might be the way to go. And this is what I had been choosing previously. But the other day I was zooming in on my video file to a specific spot all the way to the corner. And because the 540 is not the same aspect ratio as my 4K, I actually had black on my export video from the canvas, and I didn't realize that because those aspect ratios were not the same, that I was actually not looking at a true representation with my proxy. I'll go ahead and throw up a graphic so you can just kind of see what I'm talking about here. For this, I'm going to select the 1280 by 720. And then in our destination, we can choose a specific place, but what I normally choose is next to original media files in a folder called Proxy. So I'm going to click OK. And that opens up Media Encoder. What's happening is Media Encoder opened up and it's already beginning to process my proxy file. I'll go ahead and fast forward through this so you don't have to sit here and wait for this to process. Now that that's done creating a proxy, let's go to minimize the Media Encoder. Within the program monitor, you should have this button here, Toggle Proxies. By default, it's not usually there, so you'll want to click the button editor and then click and bring it down. It's already there, so we'll hit cancel. And then we'll just want to toggle the proxies. Within our program monitor, it might look a little bit fuzzy as we edit, but Premiere Pro should be able to handle this a lot better than the 4K footage that I had originally brought in. I don't want to forget to mention a feature within the program monitor that you can use to help with playback, and you can use this feature with the proxy or without the proxy. It's up to you. Right below the canvas, you have the ability to change the playback resolution. Currently, I have it set at 1/4 of the resolution, but as you can see here, I have the option of making it a little bit better or a little bit worse. And now, because I have my proxy toggled, the resolution's actually being based off that proxy and not my original 4K footage. So it's really probably going to look a little bit grainy here on my screen. But in all honesty, at this point in editing, all I need to see is some of my mouse clicks and my mouse moving around. So it's not such a big deal. If I needed to see a little bit more detail, I could always bump that up to full. And that might be a place where you want to keep it if your computer can handle it.